have been several surf contests held at Florida's Sebastian Inlet over the years. My first one attending and photographing was the 1976 Florida Pro. It was a chance for me to see and photograph the top pro surfing, and that contest did not disappoint. The Stubbies was another epic contest that was held at the inlet. A round-trip ticket to Australia would go to the winner, making this contest literally a wet dream for all the monetarily impaired surfers working jobs like bussing tables at the chart house. Winning the Stubbies would give them a chance to travel to one of the world's prime surfing destinations. Florida's Pat Mulhern eventually took the top spot, and he was on his way to Australia. The Bud Pro East was another great contest and a fine example of the East Coast West Coast rivalry, with Florida surfers like Kelly Slater and Charlie Coon doing their best to make sure the Californians didn't beat us on our own turf, or surf. The Salick brothers and their contest to benefit the National Kidney Foundation has consistently been some of the best events in Florida, and a few of them were held down at the inlet. The 1988 contest was awesome with contestable surf, a huge crowd on the beach watching the action in the water, and the bikini contest on the stage. The finals had California's Richie Collins surfing against local Floridian Matt Keckley in another classic East-West battle that could arguably be called the greatest final in Sebastian Inlet surf contest history. Matt and Richie traded waves nonstop in this epic battle, with Richie eventually squeaking out the win.
Okay, first place, so it doesn't take any guesswork to do this. Mr. Richie Collins. Give Richie his check for $1,500, and again, he came out here from Matt from California, and he's traveling in good company with Matt, so I think highly of him also.
I'm just stoked to be here, and I'm glad Matt talked me into coming. See you guys later.
After that, there seemed to be a lull in big contest action at the inlet. There were some smaller contests held over the years, but nothing like the ones that would pack the inlet to the max with spectators filling the beach. Then the Globe Florida Pro came along in 2005, and surf contests at the inlet's glory days were back. Once again, the Sebastian Inlet State Park was filled to capacity as surfers came to compete and fans came to watch. I can't remember if any international pros came, but the best in the U.S. were definitely there, including California legend Tom Curran and Florida's 6-time world champ Kelly Slater, who would go on to win his 7th surfing world championship later that year. At the time I edited this video in January 2021, Kelly currently has 11 world titles and is still competing. The waves and conditions for this contest were great, and the crowds lined the beach trying to squeeze into a spot so they can watch surfing's best. All my fellow photographers were there to capture the action, and so was I almost 30 years after photographing my first Florida Pro surf contest at Sebastian Inlet. This time I would be covering the event with my video camcorder instead of taking pictures. The camcorder allowed me to take some low-resolution still images, which I did on occasion, but my main focus was to record video to better capture the action. While the Florida Pro didn't have a bikini contest like many of the contests in the past, it did have some entertaining sideshows like the Wild Toe-At competition and the Globe Florida Pro Skim contest that also had top competitors like Bill Bryan and Austin Blywise. I'll be making a separate video of that skim contest, so watch for that. Will a Californian once again take the win? Or will Florida defend its home turf with Kelly or Cory taking the top spot? Perhaps a surfer from North Carolina will find a way into the finals. The surf is up, the crowd is amped, and the action was non-stop. Here's my coverage of the 2005 Globe Florida Pro at Sebastian Inlet. Well, looks like one board down for Cory and one treasured souvenir for Grom that probably still has it today. While the contest was being held out front in the area of first and second peak, there was plenty of action going off just up the beach in the free surf area. Many of the pros would surf there to get in some practice and stay loose. Spectators were free to surf there as well, and that mix was almost as fun to watch as the actual contest. Here's a look at the free surfing that went on in a place where almost everyone got along. I told you it was good action over in the free surf area. Let's get back to the contest heats. I wasn't able to edit them specifically by heat, but it's close and you'll just have to pay attention to the swapping of the jersey colors. Here's a few more competition heats before we take a look at the toe-at session, and then we're off to the finals. Let's switch it up a bit and take a look at the tow-at session. It was a little confusing as to whether they were towing the surfers into the wave to ride it or towing them at the wave to use as a ramp to get some air. Maybe it was just a matter of making the best of what's in front of you, but I am sure I wouldn't drown my camera out there trying to get the shot. Kinda tough conditions for a tow session, but a couple guys pushed it to the limit and beyond, which made for a pretty good show. We're almost to the finals with just a few heats left, so here's the rest of the action leading up to the final four in the last heat of the contest to determine the winner of the GLOBE Sebastian Inlet Pro. finals with only a 4-man heat left to determine the winner. Looking at the names on the board, you can certainly call this a stacked heat. The conditions have deteriorated from the morning glass, but there's still some waves and these guys can handle anything, so the title is definitely up for grabs. No music this time. I'm just going to let you hear how it all went down. However, I take no responsibility for any hecklers you might hear in the background, as the only person with me on finals day was the bikini model I brought, and she was too busy eating to be yelling at any surfers. Man alive, models can put away some food. Anyway, here's the final heat of the 2005 GLOBE Sebastian Inlet Pro. Who do you think is going to win it all?
He's on repeat mode. Yeah, quite to get up I'm tackling him. Come on, homie. You gotta rip down. I'm gonna wet my shoes. I'm giving him a wedgie. Come on here. Hey, you need a nice 7 It's kind of a gnarly fucking heat, dude. Cory Lopez. That's 15. Hey, that double grab fucking thing was. Yeah, dude, I was stuck now. That was like 2 outside. Anyone get the sequence of this little facial? That was extra point itself. Oh, man! That shit. That's the best guy in the world. I know, but I'm sick as hell. Daryl. I was like right here. Yeah! Woo! Nice fun. Try to tell her the text message, and she never tells me. Nice work! Slater, you're fired! No. Kelly Slater. Oh, motherfucker. Oh. Come on, Gorky. Right there, right there, right there. Right there. Right there. Come on, Gorky. Nice work. No. Make that shit. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Cory just won. Slater got second, Gorky got third.
Hey, thanks, CJ. 5 years ago, this guy couldn't say a complete sentence. Now look at him.
Still can.
Hey, I want to thank you all. This has just been an incredible week. What a week.
Yeah.
We came up with this idea about a year ago. I approached CJ and Dave to bounce it off them first of all, and they said, sounds good. I went to Kelly, and we had talked about this before, why there had not been an event in Sebastian in so long. And Kelly said, you know, Mitch, I'll get behind you. I'll do whatever I can to make it happen. And he has, and I really want to thank Kelly and give him a big round just for making this happen. We had 160 surfers compete, and many of the best in the nation, and certainly a few of the best in the world. I want to thank, first of all, Sebastian Inlet State Park, the rangers here, Ron, John, Terry O'Toole, etc. have just gone out of their way to make this a great event. Let's give them a big round. Red Bull, we had the first ever professional tow-at this week, and any of you saw it, it was pretty exciting. It's going to be a television event on fuel coming up probably within the next 6 or 7 weeks. But let me first start by thanking Globe for taking the title sponsorship of the event and making it happen. So that said, I want to thank my major sponsors and then turn it back to CJ. They would be Globe, Surf Expo, Ron Johns. Those are the majors. Please do all you can to support those people. Florida Space Coast Board of Tourism, FCS Spins, Sea-Doo, which RFI, GTX RFI to our winner Cory Lopez, the 2006 model. Okay.
The winners will start with 4th place, Mr. Ben Bourgeois. Ben, you just want to say a word and just talk about your week. Let everyone know how much you enjoyed your week and just.
Yeah, it's just been so nice to come down here in Florida, and the weather's been unbelievable. Get away from the cold in North Carolina, and it's just cool to see everyone come out here and support surfing, and all the cheering and everything makes it a huge thing. And I'd also like to thank everyone from North.
I wasn't expecting it. It's a good week. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, we're stoked to watch you surf, and it's cool. I know Cormican just got a new sponsor helping him out, Ruka, so I'm sure he's stoked with all the stuff they're backing him and doing with him, and all those guys, Carn Hayes and everything, really cool guys. And we're gonna get to 2nd place, Mr. Kelly Slater. Just I know it's kind of a reunion for him coming back and just seeing all his friends and his teachers and everyone that he's grown up with. So take it away.
Well, I want to thank Mitch for obviously putting this all together. Thank you. And yeah, it was a good couple of days here. The Space Coast Early Intervention Center came out and brought a bunch of the kids, and there's about 30 or 40 of them down yesterday, and it's a really special school that does a lot of great things for kids with a few challenges in life. And so I want to thank them for coming down and being a part of this.
Well, we also have a guitar to give out to the highest wave score, and gosh, you know it was close when the highest wave score went to 2nd place, Kelly Slater. I don't know what heat did he get that in? Kelly, do you remember? Was it your first heat? So yeah, I don't know if you want to tell everyone about that, and you're gonna take home an Ovation guitar. How many guitars you got, anyways?
I don't know. I got more than a dozen guitars. I gave one to Donovan, gave one to my friend Tom, one to my friend Brett. I don't know, I got a bunch of these things. It's great to have. I actually have one identical to that, so but my friend Tom took it, so I need another one. Thank you. Thanks you guys.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks Kelly, CJ. Just want to make one more note. The official award ceremony will be tomorrow evening at Surf Expo at about 6:30 p.m. Party hosted by SEMA. You'll see all of our finalists there, and you'll see the big check, and we'll see these guys on stage. Thanks so much for coming. We'll see you next year.
Looks like the finals turn into another epic East Coast West Coast battle, but this time it was Florida's East and West Coast as Cory Lopez from the Gulf Coast took the win against Kelly Slater from Cocoa Beach. What a great event the 2005 GLOBE Sebastian Inlet Pro was. The waves showed up for a change, and so did the pros. The action was non-stop and kept all us photographers really busy. Spectators filled the park to capacity and nobody left disappointed. The weather held up for most of the event except for the last day when the sky got cloudy and the wind picked up in the afternoon to put a bump on the waves during the finals. The skies were really gloomy when the winner was announced. And then something very peculiar happened. A brethren of monks came walking down the beach, checking out the contest and even taking a few pictures. That in itself was very unusual. And then something phenomenal happened. The clouds parted just enough to let a beam of sunlight shine down on the inlet, and a rainbow appeared over the ocean that had provided us with such nice waves for the event. You could feel the collective sense of wonder and amazement from those that luckily stayed to the end and witnessed that last sequence of events that I can only describe as spiritual. All things considered, this was probably my favorite surf contest I've attended at Sebastian Inlet over the years, and I've been to a lot. I hope my video reflects that. Thanks for watching, and I'll end this video with a recap of the 2005 GLOBE Sebastian Inlet Pro.